Hi, Stephen.allison here, the Minister of Totality Free Church, back with our weekly Ministers' Updates. I've been off for a couple of weeks on paternity because Tizzy gave birth to Bethany, and so we're getting used to having a new baby around the house. It's been great that Tom Urquhart and Finlay Mackenzie were able to fill in on a Sunday for me, but I'm now back to working and preparing stuff for Sunday. Just as we gather together today, I thought I'd read some words to us from the book of Second Kings in the Old Testament, just something I've been reading recently. The book of Second Kings is one of the kind of history books in the Old Testament. It tells us about the history of the people of God, of the nation of Israel. You see as they face various enemies and people who want to oppose them as a nation, and how God saves them, rescues them, protects them. At this time in particular, the passage I'm going to read, the Syrian army are coming against Israel and coming against Elisha, the prophet, the man of God, the one who speaks on God's behalf. And the servant of Elisha is terrified. He sees the armies coming against him and he doesn't know what to do or where to turn. But Elisha, the man of God, trusts that God is in control. He sees through the eyes of faith what God is doing. And so I just want to read some words from 2 Kings chapter 6, verses 15 to 17. When the servant of the man of God rose early in the morning and went out, behold, an army with horses and chariots was all around the city. And the servant said, Alas, my master, what shall we do? He said, Do not be afraid, for those who are with us are more than those who are with them. Then Elisha prayed and said, O Lord, please open his eyes, that he may see. So the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw. And behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire all around Elisha. So often we can find ourselves in situations like these two men. We can feel overwhelmed with what's going on around us, where anxieties, worries, oppression, opposition can come against us, and we can feel that we have no chance, no hope from an earthly perspective. But Elisha, the man of God, encourages us to look by faith, to see what God is doing behind the scenes, things that we cannot see with our eyes, but we can see through faith, the work of God as he continues to work in our world. Jesus, before he left the earth, said to his disciples, I will be with you always to the very ends of the age. That was a promise that he will be with us, that he has not abandoned us. So although at times we can feel alone, we can maybe get anxious, worried, concerned, Jesus is with us. The armies of God are with us. God is at work in our world, protecting and saving his people even today. So when even today it might look like the forces of the world can be against the church at times, can be against us as Christians, God is still in control. And we have to rely on faith, to trust that God is still in control. We have to pray to him, we have to reach out to him, and that's what this passage is really teaching us. Worries, anxieties are common, are normal amongst human beings. But the real issue is, what do you do with those worries and anxieties? Do you, like the young man, the servant of Elisha, do you just get overwhelmed by them? Do you dwell on them? Do you kind of fan them up and get more and more worried by them? Or do you turn through faith to look to God? Do you trust him to be in control? Do you trust him to help where you are unable to help? Tomorrow we're going to be meeting together as a church again via Zoom and Facebook Live. The details, as always, will be on the description of this video. We're going to be looking at gratitude and how grateful we are to God for all that he has done for us. Reminding ourselves again of all the benefits, all the blessings God has given us, which encourages us and strengthens us in our faith. So often in the Old Testament, the people of God looked back to great events that God did in the history of Israel. But we look back to the greatest event of all, when Jesus came into the world and died for us so that we could be forgiven. When we who were his enemies were rescued by Jesus. And so we are grateful, thankful, we praise God because of all that he has done. And that's what we'll be thinking about on Sunday as we look at Luke chapter 17, verses 11 to 19. We see there 10 lepers who were healed, but only one was grateful and only one was saved by faith. So we'll have a look at that passage together on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. And then in the evening again at 7 o'clock, we'll meet for prayer on Zoom. And if you don't have the codes for that meeting or you want to join us for prayer, please do just get in touch with me. Again, let me remind you that if there's any way we can help you as a church or during this time, please get in touch with me. We'd love to see what we can do. God bless and take care. Thanks.